Just pray that that fixes it. I pray that that fixes it, but I don't think it will. I fixed it a little bit. Okay. Want to murder someone is lessened. Never gone, but it's lessened. I'll make that very clear. It is never out of the question.
Alright, let me just check to make sure the audio is coming through. Blah, blah, blah.
I tried to make like a face that resembled my face in this game, by the way. I used two different pictures of myself as a frame of reference, one from a side angle and one from the front. It didn't really work. Believe it or
Hmm.
not, like recreating your own face. I don't know if it's just my own face or whatever, but it's just hard. I've never had that like hard of a time recreating a face. You'd be
I get
surprised how
that,
hard
I
it
get
is.
that.
Even like even from a picture of yourself, like it's hard to like
So,
because there's so
there's
many
one thing I want to check on.
imperfections. You know what I mean? That's hard to
Yeah,
like. It's hard to it because like when you grow up, your face is like still developing. Like every fucking thing that happens to your face, you know,
there's one thing I want to check.
causes an imperfection or whatever. And like it's just really hard to gauge that out of a system I have basically all the control over, but no knowledge of how to use. Um, it's like trying to get an alien artifact to work. It's just not happening. Um, yeah, no, we're fine though. It's fine. We're not getting heated tonight. We're maybe getting a little bit heated tonight. We may be slightly
Hmm.
we may be slightly pre-warmed.
Yeah, I killed her, so. Apparently there's a dragon boss fight I missed out on, Brandon. Like, if you, don't kill Fia, you actually, like, rest with her. She apparently dies afterwards, and then she, like, teleports you. Because this seems like a big-ass boss arena, and you know what? My first assumption, it was actually correct. This is a big-ass boss arena. It's just, I kind of threw that boss interaction away when I killed her. But you know what? She killed the guy that introduced me to the guy that taught me how to throw rocks, so I'd say it's fair. Plus, with it being a dragon boss
It's
fight, I doubt that I would actually gain anything from it that would, fit my goblin build.
yeah. I still want to do Fia's ending, but like man, I really scuffed that Necromancer playthrough. So I might just have to restart it. Either I gotta reboot it or I I might just have to reboot it. It like the game got way too like you know what I mean? Like I can't do anything. And leveling up is just taking so many like it got to the point where like in theory if I was better at the game I might be able to make it work, but I'm not and I can't get any better at this game than I already am.
Oh,
So
yeah.
my only other option would be over leveling. But over leveling is really hard to do because I'm
Leveling's
already
easy.
so far into
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Just be incredibly hard. So I'm thinking I better just reboot it and play it as like a melee. I better go for like that is that the death spells are they don't have the longest range, which is disappointing. They don't have the biggest damage spike, and they often tend to cost a lot of FP. So you may be wondering, what death-based spells? Uh, well, in theory, there are things that are weak to death magic. You might ask, what are those things? And I haven't really found anything, but I'm sure there's something. So, in theory, the death magic, like the death sorcery, seem worth it. I just gotta find whatever it is that would make it worth it.
Hmm.
I'll be honest with you, I really don't know if death sorceries are worth going for in this game. You have to go really. I know where to get all of them. You have to go really far out of your way to get them. They cost a lot. They don't have a big range, and they also don't seem to do the most damage when compared to other spells that I've just found lying around. So I don't
Okay.
know.
There's actually another
Personally,
boss I missed at Crumbling Pharaoh Missoula. I just have to figure out.
personally, Austin, I normally don't care if something's like really underpowered. But I just don't think they gave death sorceries much thought. Like, I don't want to shit on the person who made them, but man, someone really. I mean, you want death sorceries? We got them. They exist. But that's the best thing I can say about them is they do exist. But I'd rather be using any other fucking magic system. Like I'd rather be using any.
Alright, so I have
Like
to
I
take
found
the
gravity
elevator
spells,
down.
Austin, and the gravity spells seemed a whole lot more useful. So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so I have
Death
to go to the
sorceries.
lowest port
I'm sure
of
there's
Pharaoh
something that's weak
Missoula,
to
apparently.
death,
Entrance is the low section
but
of
I don't know
Crumbling
what
Pharaoh
that'd be.
Missoula from outside the Great Bridge. Turn around and take the elevator back down to the church. Go past the Beastman and exit the church. Head straight ahead out of the church towards the cluster of trees and look over the edge for a platform to fall down to. Oh, okay. So
You
exit
know
the
what I will say,
church
Austin? I
straight
will say
ahead.
there is one way I can imagine the death sorceries being useful. But that's only if they do a certain thing that I don't know if they actually do. If death sorceries do inherently carry like thing that increases the death gauge, like like if using death sorceries increases the death gauge of the boss,
Oh, right,
then
yeah, these guys.
death sorceries would be good for bosses because you would have time to build them up. However, the
I
catch
know.
there is that you would have to be able to effectively use, like, you'd have to get all of your death sorceries to hit, and you would also have to have enough to cast those sorceries, and you'd also have to invest in
I
being
don't.
pretty maneuverable or defended, because if you get hit and you're investing all your points into sorcery based skills like mind and everything, you're not going to be investing a lot into health. So I would focus maybe more on being able to be far away. I don't know.
Uh,
Personally, if I
I
was
don't
gonna
think you can inflict the
do,
death status effect on bosses, Brandon. Because I think it works the same with the madness status effect, where you can only affect human enemies with that stuff.
well,
Only had a
good news and
dragon.
bad news. Bad news
Tarnished.
is I lost pretty much all my willingness to use death sorceries. The good news is they exist.
I can't go that way. What am I? So
Well, no offense, Austin, but death sorceries seem like garbage.
well, you think a
It,
lot of magic in that game is garbage, and
nah,
I
the
don't.
starting spell was garbage. The death sorceries are garbage. I've seen some of the madness spells at work. They're actually kind of fun. And you don't have to
What do
go out of your way to get a hold of it. But that's whatever.
visions of tarnished? What am I supposed to do? If only I had a dragon, but hold. Seriously, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?
Listen, man.
See the water.
Magic as a whole doesn't really seem like it would be my thing
Don't.
in this game.
No, I definitely
Death
don't jump
sorcery
in.
is not very high on my list. Like,
How do I do?
you want to be a necromancer, Austin?
Follow the path of the
I
end and
would
look for
focus on skeleton stones.
a cubie on the stone floor that
Focus on
doesn't
that
have
first.
bones in it. A cubie that doesn't have bones. Cube. I don't know why specifically says cubie. Here?
I guess that if they just had
Oh.
one more thing going for them, I would be maybe tempted enough to keep going. at the rate that, but they just don't. Like,
This is quite
and
the
I'm
nice spot right here.
giving them benefit of the
Oh,
doubt. Like, I
the
like
tornado
Thea.
just stopped. Okay, that's concerning. Oh no, I'm in the to be continued screen. It's all orange. Orange is brown. It was more brown than orange. Oh, the tornado is going backwards now. Oh, time is reversing. Okay. Uh, I. Oh, I got swallowed up by the tornado. Oh no.
I'm sure it can only be a good thing.
Look, I don't know anything about this boss. I just saw a YouTuber enter the arena and I was like, well, not going to spoil myself to this thing. Because I think this is one of the bosses where I actually did not know it existed. Oh, the arena fully built itself around me. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's... Ooh, that's a big boy. Oh no.
Mm,
Ooh. Oh no.
I would say
That's
he's
a
a
big... Oh
moderately
no.
sized boy.
Oh no. Oh no, he got two heads. Oh no.
Mm, that could be, or they could be two fingers with heads at the tip.
Are you even watching the stream or are you just trying to... Are you just voicing your thing in?
No, no, I'm watching the stream. I'm making commentary on what I'm seeing.
Alright. Before I do a single fucking thing here,
I think you should just start doing stuff willy-nilly. This
de-equip
seems like
you.
the kind of thing that you'd want to just
Uh,
go ham on.
so what I want to do then is,
What do you want to do, buddy? Give me your thoughts.
I don't,
Run me through.
I don't,
Run me through your plan.
I'm scared of my plan. Okay,
Run me
don't need
through your
those.
thought process. What's going on in your head?
Okay, uh, shoot, fuck, bitch, that's what's going on in my head right
I
now.
now I. This might be a bad time. I have to suggest that you put your monkeys away. Maybe try for something that can do aerial damage, like a jellyfish.
Well, you see here, Brandon, none of my other spirits are upgraded. I've only upgraded my monkeys. And you know what? They've stuck
Okay.
with me this entire time, and I'm gonna stick with them.
Okay. Well, your monkeys are good. They are, but I have just the slightest of feelings that a Hydra is maybe not the best scenario in which for you to send out your monkey men. Just,
That's fine.
are you sure about that? Because I don't think it is.
That's fine. Let's do this.
You know,
Come,
I may be a
monkeys.
madman, but you're being pretty crazy right now, I must say.
Oh, it's a three-headed dragon, but it's missing one of its heads, I think. Is it? Nah, it's just got it's got scoliosis, Brandon. What's
Now you
happening?
see
Ow.
a multi-headed dragon is typically called a hydra.
I don't think hydras have wings.
They can.
What the hell is that? It's got them gobby nails.
Those are not goblins.
Oh shit!
Those are demonic nails. Upgrade
I
that
didn't
to
say
demonic.
goblin nails, I said gobby nails, as in, you know, material girls. Ow.
Gobby? Oh! You have a strange... what the hell is gobby? Is that an actual word?
Debatable. Ooh! Bonking time! Bonk.
Ding dong.
Oh, what's it doing? I don't like what it's doing. Oh, it just disappeared.
This one-shot hammer really makes this boss fight kind of trivial. What the hell did... Oh.
Ow.
Oh. Yeah, right to this boss fight seemed trivial. Swipe attacks it.
How am I supposed to know where he comes from?
Oh man, he is.
Ow. Oh, that's something. All my money.
They are, yes. Good observation.
What the hell's that? What the hell's that? What the hell? What the hell?
I don't think I'd worry about what's happening. As you might just want to worry about hitting him with your hammer. I gotta be honest.
Oh no, he's about to breathe on fire.
Well, only a little bit. Only enough to be concerning.
Ow.
Have you tried embracing the fire, Austin?
Ah, damn it. Doesn't help that I have a heavy. I didn't realize I had a heavy. Ah, god damn it.
Now you see, Austin, this would be a good scenario for you to do what we call a pull out.
No! Oh no. He's shooting lasers,
He is. You almost got him, though.
I did almost get him.
Close. I just had bonk him a few more times. Do you have any poison or something that might
Oh
decrease
yeah, I
his
was
health?
definitely thinking of doing something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right to think about doing it because it seems like something that might need to be done. Seems like
Oh,
something that
go all
might
the way back
be
down that way.
pertinent. I thought there was, some sort of stake of, some sort of lady that might.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about, Brandon. Alright, so I'm in a heavy load. Didn't even realize I was in a heavy load, but you know what? We'll go for it. I made these iron jar things by accident, might as well use them. Crafting. Actually, since we're using this, guess I should be going for...
Thinking poison probably be your best bet.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
In case you were thinking about like scarlet rot or something, I'm just saying poison seems to be the.
I'm getting to it. God damn, give me a second.
I was just trying to make sure we were on the same page that scarlet rot didn't seem like to be the best option in case you were thinking of that.
Oh, Scarlet Rot is a good option. What do you mean it's not a good option?
I said it's not better than poison.
Hmm. Got a bunch of butterflies. It's a toxic mushrooms. Don't really have any of these. Ew.
That's all I'm saying.
I did. You know what? I would have actually had an extra healing potion if I didn't use it on these beastmen over here. Yeah, I never would have thought to look. I mean, I guess these messages would have helped out.
Sure, but also like you know, like how are you gonna know?
E.
Damn, you really have to go a long way for this boss fight.
I do.
Man, if only there was like, you know, a set of grace or some sort of pole-like object that you could put in the ground to, you know, I don't know.
I'll just skip the cutscene because it's a dope cutscene, but I just saw it, so yeah.
And it's incredibly long. It's about as long as it took you to get here.
Okay, I already have a plan. Oh, I already messed up my plan. Nah, nah,
Yeah,
nah, nah, we're good,
well.
we're good. So.
You know what, Austin? This is a good chance for you to use your improvisation skills. Or improv skills, as some would call them.
Can I not run? I forgot it increases my... This is how much lightning damage it takes. Oops.
Okay, so for this fight, Austin, I don't think you're gonna want to take extra lightning damage.
Probably not. Probably not.
Alright. I'm glad you were both aware of that, and that I could reaffirm that you
It was
were
my first time
thinking
using it,
such
man. I didn't
things.
mean to. No, I know exactly what I need to do, actually. But hang on a second. This makes it so that I... Yeah, it turns the wielder's bodies to stone. Which is... Yeah, mobility and lightning resistance. So yeah, no, I don't want to use this. It's pretty cool looking, though. I've become tinfoil. I can't run, though, which is, the best thing right there. There we go. Hopefully that resets the effect. It does not reset the effect. Shit. I am Metal Man now. What I do want to do is make, not the Iron Jar, but... Yeah, boost ally attack power, induces incoming damage once.
You remind me of Metal Mario from Smash Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. This does, like, greatly boost your defense, though. Like, to an insane amount. Oh, it's gone
Yeah.
now. Let's go.
Oh, I'm covered in metal, so...
Okay, let's kick this guy's ass. I keep forgetting to reset the lift.
Well, you know, you could always...
Should I do something to...
You could always cover yourself in self-solidifying mercury. If you don't mind a little bit of poisoning, that is.
That should be fine. Wee.
You know, as mercury will poison you.
I am,
you know,
aware of the effects of
as
mercury. However, poisoning
Yeah.
myself would also increase my damage, so... Mercury, here I come.
Mercury poisoning, here it comes. It just starts pouring liquid mercury all over yourself, like fucking showering in it. However, it starts showering in mercury.
I just
Fill me
have it as
with
like an
that
energy
sweet,
drink.
sweet metal liquid, baby.
Silver Death, let's go.
You know, an easy way to make silver paint is to combine like a super really uncolored paint mixture, like just a paint paste, and really put a lot of mercury in there, and then slather it on your bare skin.
There you
Works
go,
really
that's how
well
you
for
do it.
making you silver.
Exactly.
I will say the paint does tingle a little, so you have to get past that.
Okay, so I think that's
But
a good
you
reference to
will
stop
look
how
really
far I can
silver.
go.
If you're
Okay,
if you ever wanna cosplay the Metal Man from uh the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, that's what it is. That would be I'd save you a lot of money, you know? A lot of money on materials. Um Easy cosplay.
have I inflicted... I don't think I've inflicted Scarlet Rot on this guy.
What was it? What was it they wanted? The like the Scarecrow wanted a brain. Tin Man wanted a heart. What did the Lion want?
Courage. He was the Cowardly Lion.
Why did
Oh, I'm
two out of
dead.
the three want human body parts?
Ow. Ah, what?
Because like they could have easily said the Scarecrow wants intelligence and the Tin Man just wants feelings.
Mm. Guess it's because we associate those
But
specific ideas with those body parts, so they want
the
to make
heart
it
doesn't
easier for
actually
kids to
really
understand?
make
I
any
don't know.
decisions. If anything, the body makes emotional impulses more than anything. And produced by your brain that gets reproduced throughout your body. Your heart doesn't really do anything except spread the endorphin through your blood, which it's going to do anyways because it has to pump blood in order for you to live. Because if your blood doesn't start pumping, then that's how you know you're dying.
It's a good thing I set this lift back up.
You
Don't think
know,
it's worth going
people
for the poison
associate
build,
like
actually.
rapid heartbeats as a bad thing. I would argue the opposite, Austin. I would argue that if you can feel your heart beating like super loudly, it means you're really, really alive, and that's a good thing.
Guess I'll go for the, Bolt Drake Talisman. Greatly boosts lightning damage negation. Just so I can take some extra hits.
It's a good idea. Yeah. Plan for failure, hope for success.
Yeah, all that jazz.
Ah, right. You're just gonna completely skip over my my bad health advice.
Uh, half the things you say is bad health advice, so yes.
Just gonna ignore it. Austin over here, if I ignore it, maybe it goes away.
You know, I'll just like, hey, 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 hey you, hey, react to my bad health advice. Hey, is this thing on? Hey.
Is this thing on? I like how if anybody were to actually watch us, they would probably be like there would be two factions of people. One of just one of just like being like, man, how could he not be listening to his friend, and the other going, man, I'm really glad that they've been friends long enough so that he can tune him out because I can't and I have to tune in to watch this.
Alright,
Oh.
so you.
Oh my god. Oof, boy. So I played Fortnite with a brother recently.
Nice.
I haven't been
So what
on that
point
game in
does
a
the
while.
log
I feel
title
like I
actually
should tell
activate?
you how things have been going.
Okay.
They had a Dragon Ball Z crossover.
I'm well aware of that.
So there's a new power in the game, the Kamehameha Blast. You remember how we constantly shit on like the Marvel power-ups?
Ow. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Okay, now you're sitting down, right? You are planted firmly
Yes.
on against a solid object, hopefully many. But what I'm about to tell you, I can tell you with absolute certainty, no hesitation, 100% clarity, I never thought I would say the words. I wish they gave us the Marvel power-ups back. However, I'm going to utter those words to you right now with sincerity.
Inconceivable.
I truly do mean this in every sense of the word. The Kamehameha Blast is just
Ow.
a less powerful Iron Man power-up.
But,
Would you like me to explain why?
sure. Uh-oh.
Okay, so the Iron Man power-up was, you know what the Iron Man power-up is.
Yeah, you could
You would
fly,
be in
and
the
then you could shoot a
air,
bunch of blasts.
fly. Like,
That is
we're not
still
talking about the
terrifying.
gauntlet. We're not talking about the gauntlet. We're talking about just the just the ability to shoot a laser beam from your chest. No, wait, no,
Ah!
you did get both, didn't you? That's right, you got both. You got the ability to shoot laser beam from your chest, little blast, and fly around. That, that, that is right. So, you know all that,
Yes.
right? Okay, so we know generally how the public felt about that. Fortnite heard of, Epic Games heard our complaints, and they made changes. So, first off,
Those are just straight up fucking
they
lasers! Holy shit! I'm fighting that one dude from Godzilla!
Godzilla. Oh no, you're talking about the robot dragon.
Not the robot dragon. I'm talking about the golden dragon. Like Godzilla's arch nemesis.
Yeah, it's a dragon.
He's not a robot.
Pretty sure he is. Fairly certain he is, unless I'm thinking of something else.
You're probably thinking of something else. What?
Alright, well, whatever.
Fucking dead! No, wait, I'm gonna die! From rocks.
Well, you live by the rocks, you die by the rocks.
That statement is more true than I'd like it to be.
So you remember the Iron Man power-up, right? You remember all the things you could do with it?
Uh, faintly.
Okay, well, let's go over it. You could shoot a giant beam, from, I believe, your hands, and you could shoot multiple smaller blasts. And you could kind of fly around.
I just remember the Doctor Doom power-up. That one was fun.
That one was fun. Unfortunately, this is not that. So, that's 3 different abilities. And let us not forget, it did have a 20-second cooldown. No. I am thinking of a different one, because you remember that one specific Iron Man power-up that just allowed you to shoot a big beam at your chest?
Faintly.
And then it took 20 seconds.
I
Like, it
never
took
really paid
20
attention to
seconds
the Marvel
cooldown.
power-ups all that much.
Alright, well, whether I'm thinking of the same one or the different one doesn't matter. So,
I just remember
I
that they
remember
made them mythic
was a
weapons, and that really pissed me off because the previous mythic weapons were like these all-powerful things that made you gods, and then these ones are just like you can make sparks fly from your fingers.
so this power up that I remember was an Iron Man power up that allowed you to shoot a beam, and then you had 20 seconds for it to charge back up before you could use it. It had a 20-second cooldown, but it did like a massive amount of damage, and it put you up in the air. That's what I remember it doing.
Actually, good for some.
Now, keep in mind, this power was infinite. It took 20 seconds to cool down, but it was infinite. The Kamehameha Blast only has a certain number of uses.
Hmm.
Because I guess when we were complaining about the power up, they thought, oh, we need to lessen how much they could use it per game. So, in total, do you want to guess how many uses you get out of the Kamehameha Blast?
3.
Exactly correct. Blast per game, or per Kamehameha Blast pickup. Now, this power up is literally the exact up where it forces you up in the air. However, unlike the Iron Man power up, it takes 5 seconds to actually power up the Kamehameha Blast and then fire.
God damn, I just healed, bro. I just healed!
You can't really change the position after you fire it, so wherever you land it is where you land it. And you only get 3 uses. Now, you might think, oh, that's not so bad. 3 uses. I can use it 3 times immediately and be done with it. About that. So, along with limiting its amount of uses, Austin, you know what they decided to do?
No idea. There's so many different ways this can go
They,
wrong. It's hard to choose which one.
they decided to put a cooldown in between uses. So not only do you get less uses, but you have to wait in between. The wait time is 5 seconds. Not a lot, but annoying to be sure.
Yeah, I get that.
Now, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound too bad in theory. In theory, no.
In execution, however...
I can tell you with certainty, before you get your Kamehameha Blast off, if someone hears you and just happens to glance at you, they are very likely to just snipe you out of the air and ruin your day.
It makes sense. I'm guessing you stay in place for like those 5 seconds, and you stay in place while you're shooting off the
Yes, you can't move. You can't move. You yell very loudly, and there's a big blue ball in the sky indicating where you are.
Does that at least do a lot of damage, like one-shot people, or...?
Well, it can one-shot them. If you hit them directly. If for some reason it hits them and they don't immediately move out of the hitbox. So there's kind of
2
like
things
a
that can also
range to
boost
it.
my monkeys. I did before I slung my monkeys. Brilliant, Austin.
Also, it has to go through a building. Like, it has to chew through building health before it can actually hit someone. So if someone metal traps a thing, they can basically power through the beam pretty easily. There's not really much else to say. I mean, you only get 3 uses, and there's just a lot of small problems with it. It's really not a whole lot there. And I gotta be honest with you. I wish they had just given us the marble power up, but reskinned it
Bonk. Bonk.
because that would be better than what we got. Um,
Actually, ah, he's doing his bullshit.
I don't know. I don't know how credible this is, but my brother said the reason Fortnite limited the power so much is to emulate the anime. They're like, oh no, man, it's too powerful, you know, like, you don't want to destroy your body, so you only need 3 uses.
Yeah.
That is not... Oh, and the only reason the Kamehameha Blast would destroy someone who wasn't for it is because you're literally shooting a beam of energy out of your fucking... presumably out of your, you know, everything. You're like manifesting a beam. You know what I mean? Like, that's not... It's not necessarily something that's easy to do.
What?
But in a game where you can, like, use the Force just by picking up a lightsaber, I don't feel like that should be an explanation.
Yeah, they're not all for being entirely accurate. God damn it. Oh no, like that.
That doesn't
God
seem like
fucking
a
damn
realistic
it.
thing to me. And also, 3 is a very strange limit because, I mean, if you wanted to be super accurate, you should only really be able to use it once, and then you'd probably end up killing yourself just because you weren't prepared. You know, it took Goku a while to figure out how to use it, and then train to use it properly. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something
How many lives
you
does it
just
take to beat the
do.
sun with a system Markiplier burning in the middle? Guys, I'm not a masochist. I just like to see how far my body can go.
So, I can tell you with certainty the Dragon Ball update is garbage. The skins, I mean, they look like Dragon Ball Z. So, you know, that is a thing, I guess.
More gold tinged excrement. Ah, just
Yeah, no, that is, that's basically the entire Dragon Ball Z review. Not especially interesting. And I feel like in the grand scheme of things, people aren't even going to remember that Fortnite did any Dragon Ball Z stuff.
no, this talisman's pretty good though.
So yeah, not really all that nifty, if I do say so myself. And, you know, like, on one hand, I could forgive... I could forgive the power-up for being not, like, very good, but that's
Oh,
unfucking usable.
God damn it.
Uh, well, like I said, if someone has, like, even a purple sniper, they can fucking one-shot you out of the air, and it feels really anticlimactic. So, not necessarily the, Are you serious? Are you serious? You insta-died? Austin.
What? Fall damage is a lot in this game. I just accidentally misangled myself. It happens.
I'm saying Austin more so from like a I can't believe that killed you standpoint. That did not look like a very far drop. Like Austin, that you have to admit that one wasn't on you. that one,
No, that was
that
definitely
death
on
was
me. I
not your fault.
misangled.
I think the game, I think the game was a little unforgiving. That didn't even seem like that all the drop. I'm sorry. I was under the impression this was a From Software game. Did Bethesda make this game? No, you fell
Did
at
you know
two
the Dark
feet.
Souls series is also well known for having an insane amount of fall damage for such tiny drops, right? Well, I guess not if you thought.
Mm, no, I don't. I never really took fall damage in Dark Souls. I took mental damage, but not fall damage.
Well, there is fall damage in here, and packs a punch, okay?
It, does it really though? Normally, because
Yes.
I don't. Yeah, I can be honest. I don't remember Dark Souls ever being known for its fall damage. Did I ever tell you about the first time I encountered Elder Scrolls fall damage in Skyrim?
I don't think you have, no.
I was like maybe 10 feet off the ground, like on a ledge. Now I could clearly see the bottom of the cliff below me. It wasn't even really a cliff. It was like a ledge, you know? Over. I was like, I know fall damage probably exists because, you can't just fall 50 feet, I don't imagine. But I didn't know for certain. I looked at it and I was, if it does, it probably wouldn't even happen here. It's like 10 feet, like I can fall 10 feet in real life.
Uh-oh.
Well, in the world of the Elder Scrolls, I can tell you for certain that falling 10
I don't
feet
even know what hit
is
me,
a
you know?
goddamn death sentence. Because I jumped down and I died instantly.
God damn it. What?
And just got like so giggly because I was like, that's so stupid. I fell like 10 feet. I could take a shit from that height and the shit wouldn't be affected. Like, it was so stupid. I was just like, you can't tell me that actually just happened. And as I was loading up, as the game was just like, going through the loading screen, I was sitting there like, are you actually fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious? Because you can't be.
How much are these uplifting are we?
So
Okay.
stupid.
I'm only down to 5 right here.
But no, I can guarantee you, Austin, the game was absolutely 1000% serious. I wasn't angry like most people. Maybe that's because I wasn't super far in the game, and I'd saved kind of frequently, so I wasn't at threat of losing any progress. But man, did I really go, fucking! There's no way that actually got me. There's no way I misjudged that. Like, I was tempted to try it a second time, just to see if something else had happened, but I was under the impression that it would just happen again, so there was no point. I did the walk of shame down the ledge. I was just like, this fucking dumb. I have to use the roadways that they lovingly crafted. God damn it. Can't just jump down 10 feet. I jumped 10 feet in fucking D&D. I'm not gonna take fall damage from that. Like, come on. I can fall 10 feet in real life and I'm completely fine. Oh, shit. You fall 10 feet and die? What would I do? Land face first on a go fuck yourself branch? What the hell? Anyways, it was funny. I loved it. Never changed up the scrolls. That's a change now. Change for the better. Nah, they're doing fine. Uh, they're doing okay. I mean, I kind of wish Todd Howard would stop fucking selling Skyrim and just give us Elder Scrolls. Out of all this time you spent selling us Skyrim, which is a fine game, by the way. Lovely game. favorite game probably for me. I don't we sold Skyrim like 8 times in a row, dude. Like, just can you please start working on that Elder Scrolls 6? I know you love milking Skyrim. Believe me, we as a community are thirsty for it. But milk an entirely new game. You know what I mean? You make an entirely new game, start milking the fuck out of it. And by the way, they will too. Especially since they're pretty much owned by Microsoft now, you know? Bethesda's pretty much owned by Microsoft. Like, oh yeah, they're gonna milk it. You better believe there'll be microtransactions. There was so many people that were like, I won't play Elder Scrolls 6 if it has microtransactions. And now that Microsoft is involved, oh, you know there's gonna be microtransactions. Not gonna be a, that is not optional. It's not gonna be an optional thing at all.
Oh god, now it's doing this on the wrong phase.
I don't remember where exactly, Austin, but I do know that Bethesda did kind of confirm, like a long while back, where Elder Scrolls 6 was gonna take place. And interestingly, it is kind of like, it's kind of where we've already been before, back in the first Elder Scrolls game. It should be interesting. Also, it seems like there might be a small portion of Skyrim that may play a part and or be accessible in the new. So we may not totally be leaving the area of Skyrim either.
Even when they have a new game, they still can't let Skyrim go.
No, I mean, like, it's definitely like it's definitely like seems like it might be DLC or just part of the game. It's interesting, that's for sure.
I think I just won.
Very cryptic.
Let's fucking go!
Hey, it was a very cryptic post about like, look to the past to. It was like look to the past to determine the present and figure out the future. And there were 3 candles on a map of the Elder Scrolls, like of Tamriel.
What should I level up?
Should
I go for
there's a candle in.
Does this increase my physical?
There was a candle over Solitude. There was a candle over what we believe was Sarthal, which is an old ruin. And then there was a candle over like kind of over where Hammerfell and High Rock kind of collide. So the the theory is, Austin, something to do with Sarthal is going to have consequences that'll put us in High Rock and maybe be somewhat aligned with present. Well, I mean, you know, more present timeline sort of shenanigans. A lot of people think may be happening is in Skyrim there was a quest called the Eye of Sarthal, or something like, something like that. Basically, you went down to Sarthal, you brought back like an ancient magical artifact, and this like Illuminati-esque people said you aren't ready for this, took it from you. Which they were right, by the way. They were right. Tamriel was not ready for whatever that thing possessed. So they said no. And then they took it. And a lot of people believe that'll have a part to play in Elder Scrolls 6. Whatever got brought out of there. So that's nifty. Also, we know that High Rock and Hammerfell, since the, you know, I told you about the High Elves. You know, your favorite race. Your absolute bros.
Yeah, so it's
your undisputable favorite dudes. Yeah, you know, ever since they started, like, you know, being cool and such, the races of men have decidedly said they're not. And when the Empire said, "Nah, we're cool," High Rock and Hammerfell said, no, we're not." And they were like, "We're seceding." And the Empire said, "Please don't." And they said, "What are you gonna do about it?" And they said, "Well, not really anything, but I'd like it if you didn't." And thus seceding happened. So, Rock and Hammerfell are kind of no longer a part of the Empire, which means they're kind of no longer friends, which means it might be pirate war from now on. There's a lot of things that are probably going to happen. See, Austin, High Rock is kind of based off of like, ancient French and English, style, everything really.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got a remembrance
And
from
if
this
you
guy.
don't,
What? Let's see.
ooh,
Let's see exactly what I got from him. It's a dragon, so I don't think I'm
yeah,
actually gonna get anything. Oh, there's more.
you
What
could get runes.
Royal Knight? Huh? Royal Knight. Royal Knight armor. Veteran's helm. Royal Knight helm. Oh, right. The one chick on the horse. Okay, interesting.
Check on the horse. Runes from the thing. Everybody likes runes.
Wonders. 447. Oh, that's actually better, right?
Mm.
Oh. So let me see what remembrance I can get from this exactly. So we have the Dragon King's Cragblade, or the Phalidexin's Rune, spews golden breath of Dragon Lord Pelidex. Power gleaned from the remembrance of Dragon Lord Placid Dusax. I have no. I'm just gonna call him Dragon Lord P. Transforms caster into a Dragon Lord to spew golden breath from above. The incantation can be cast while jumping. These are the dying wails of the Dragon Lord who once dwelled eternally beyond time. A piercing gravelstone sword containing primeval lightning and a portion of the Dragon Lord's power, gained from a remembrance. This weapon commands great power over the paltry mortal dragons of today. Unique skill, Thundercloud form. Temporarily transform into a red thundercloud. Cloud. Sorry. Temporarily transform into a red thundercloud and fly through the air, then plunge down with a lightning-infused blade. Hold to increase the reach of the thundercloud form. Remembrance of the Dragon Lord, remembrance of Dragon Lord P, hewn into the Erd Tree, the power of its namesake, blah blah blah. The Dragon Lord, whose seat lies at the heart of the storm beyond time, is said to have been Elden Lord in the age before the Erd Tree. Once his god was fled, the Lord continued to await its return.
Hmm.
I mean, the sword's pretty cool, but it's going to cost 20,000 runes, so, not sure if I want that. What I do want, though, is there's actually a better set of armor I could be wearing right now. I didn't even realize it's the veteran armor.
It's the Dragon Lord. Get yourself the better armor when you can. Might as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, right. As I was saying, if you know anything about Old English society, you should know that no one was ever friends.
Not exactly one.
You know, lordships and
Yeah,
whatnot.
so let me see here. Okay, it's better physical versus strike, worse versus slash. Okay, so it's not better per se, but it is comparable.
I mean, it's probably got better some qualities, Like some qualities are
It does have
probably
better
better than
some
others.
qualities, it just has worse other qualities, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, it's comparable.
You
I
might
wonder if
come
I
up.
could alter it, actually.
You might come up against
If I could alter it and
somebody
make it better,
that
that'd be
those
something.
qualities would be good against. In terms of being defended.
Anywho, I have a bunch of stuff I have to sell.
What are you gonna do what are you gonna do about it? Nothing really, but I'd really appreciate it if you didn't. Alright, I lose her. Doesn't it suck having an empire that isn't respected, Austin?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it, loser? Well, nothing really. Be sad, I guess. So, yeah, High Rock and Hammer fell seceded, by the way. It's
Does
just a
actually
cool
have
little fun
better
fact.
weight by the looks of things.
They
Hey, I can see
said
my little goblin
they
face.
said yeah.
I
No.
forgot how
Hey,
how yellow I
face.
made my eyes. Oh man.
Forgot how big my nose was. It was covered by
In real
everything.
life and in the game.
uh, we do have a. Well, you have more of a bird beak than a nose. You have more of like a.
Bruh.
More of like a. Oh, what's that one kind of bird? Um, cockatoo. You have more like a cockatoo beak, or like a big one.
But I do not have a big ass beak.
It's comparable to.
Bruh. I wonder if I can alter
Man,
these garments.
no one's blaming you. Just pointing out that you have
I can't alter this.
a
Alter
big
this better.
nose that in shape is comparable to a cockatoo beak.
Bitch.
What are you gonna bitch me for? You're the one that's got a fucking nose the size of I
I'm gonna make fun of you for being short.
do. There is no change here.
So how much do I need for a level up exactly? Because I already have a boost there.
Ahead, I'm
Level
Snort.
up.
I'm Snort. I'm short and you have a big nose. You can say that.
Basically need 190 runes.
In any case, let's be real with ourselves, Austin. Yeah, big nose, my guy. Nothing wrong with it, 'cause tell me better, Austin. I find the shape of your nose interesting because it is an oddly shaped nose. Of that, we cannot deny. It's got kind of a rhombus nature. Noses are like
Ew.
triangular almost. Kind of like a rhombus going on.
Oh yeah, good.
Hmm.
I don't have any. Actually.
Hmm. Your nose is more of a rhombus shape. I do though. I do.
I'm not partaking in this blasphemy.
Oh, then that means I'm right. By default.
Aston's right, you are a brick wall.
Bruh. You were the one that said I don't want to partake.
Well, yeah, until you started making fun of my nose.
Then That's not my fault, now is it?
It is. You're making the effort to make fun of my nose. What do you mean it's not your fault?
Well, if you're not gonna defend yourself. You ain't gonna defend yourself, then it's not my fault that I'm making fun of your nose.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It just means you're an easy target. Yes. Oh. You have something you'd like to discuss, Austin?
No.
Yeah. In that case, I'm gonna have to ask you to accept that you have big schnoz.
No. I refuse.
This is right. It's like talking to a brick wall. Bro, you said you weren't gonna partake in the conversation. What you mean?
I do wonder, actually. I guess there is actually a better alternative than the Beast Champion. So, how much is this? How much of this? Okay, this is okay. Oh, Lelo Gabba. Build right there. Ooh, that's far enough. Actually, I forgot to use one of these. Basically, have to go through this like. Let's go. Should be enough for a level up right there. We'll head back to Miklós Helg tree. So I did actually see a clip, or like a couple of clips of how people were dodging that one flurry attack from Malenia. So I'm gonna try and attempt that myself. Before I go in there, I definitely have to get my build all set up. First of all, I need to level up my strength again. Definitely want to keep this on. Guess I'll go for you. And it is heavier though. It does offer better slash resistance by a very small amount. So hang on a second here. If I go for this, but since I'm wearing the lighter armor, does that mean I can take this off? No, it's a heavy load still. Well, if that's the case, might as well just wear the better armor then. Yeah. about what I was wearing beforehand. Anything? Oh yeah, forgot about you. I'll keep you.
Would you say that would you say that I'd qualify for a battle tactician, Austin? Like someone who thinks about
Uh,
every move in a fight? Or would you consider me the kind of guy that's just like, I'm just gonna fucking hit you harder? And if it doesn't work, I guess I didn't hit hard enough.
yeah, you're
So I'm
definitely the
gonna
I'm just
up
gonna hit you
again.
harder type of guy.
Mm. Would you be scared of a burden that was kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna study you real quick and then make a move based on that?
It would definitely be more
It's just
terrifying.
more terrifying than a than current Brennan, which is just I'm gonna take wild strikes at you, and if you don't go down, then I'll just hit you again. the it's monk fighting versus Mike Tyson.
Okay, so I definitely can't run past that. So what I need to do then is block with the shield and dodge the other two attacks.
Monks will monks will study your body, waiting for a good moment to strike you. Mike Tyson just gets up in your face, hits you, and when you say ow and look at him, he hits you again, only for you to be like stop, and then he hits you again, and you're just like you're being a tool. So the monk scares you more than the guy that's just gonna repeatedly punch you in the face.
Well, they're both terrifying in their own way.
One's just a relentless ass thrashing, the other's an ass thrashing that'll come later, but it's calculated. It's been thought out. I've always wondered what would be the more effective style of fighting. Studying your opponent or just wildly going at him like a bat out of hell. can't I can't decide which one would be more effective in most scenarios. Like, if I was gonna say which one is more terrifying, it would be someone who's sporadic and just starts doing things randomly. Because you can't study randomness. There's no better to be studied. It's just wild swinging, you know what I mean?
Oh, damn it, I could have gotten the block. Uh-oh.
It's wild stunning. It's just wild swinging what is there to study. It'll just keep going. If there was an alternate universe Brandon, who was like super calculated, would feel better about fighting him in a ring, like in an arena. Gladiatorial
No, because like
combat.
I said, dude, they're both terrifying in their own right. You got one dude that'll just keep on lashing at you like a wild animal stuck in a corner. Then you got another guy who's just gonna go for every fucking weak spot available.
So you wouldn't want to be caught in a gladiatorial arena with either of
Pretty much. But you would have to go against
them.
both of them in different ways.
How would you take down the calculated one? What would be your method?
Just absolute batshit insanity. Like, do stuff that just does not make any sense.
Just start dancing mid-fight. Just start Michael Jackson trying to walk around, circling like a shark. Confuse the hell out of him. I feel like Austin attacking with no pattern. You remember when we discussed how someone broke into your house and it was just us two sitting in your room? And they like pop their head and they'll look at who was in the room. We would just start acting like fucking apes and bluff charging. I feel like that's what Austin would do if he's going batshit crazy. Austin just enacts ape mode. Well, the thing about just going absolutely insane in a fight is that like most people, you know, when they step in a fight, they expect some sort of, you know, sanity from their opponent. You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
they don't expect someone to just fucking start tearing at you like a wild, like you said, like a cornered animal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't expect bloodlust. They just expect, like they expect normal anger, appropriate levels of anger. So, yeah, there's a certain amount of violence people are prepared for when they normally go into a fight. Wild animal is not one of them. Fucking feral is not the typical gameplay mode. But would you think it fun if I
Holy
if
crap, I
I got
actually did it.
into a gladiatorial? Oh, you did?
Well, I dodged her one attack. Oh god.
I dodged her one. Now I just gotta dodge the rest. But we got past the first hurdle.
Damn it. Yeah, I should have dodged that.
Stream kind of lagging behind for me, so that's why I asked. Do you think it'd be fun to watch me and an alternate Brandon who does like heavily study their opponent to go at it?
Yeah, I would say
Like,
so. I'd
you'd
like to
sit
see
there
a
and watch that?
calculated Brandon versus... Because, well, the thing is, Brandon, like, the problem with, like, trying to research your opponent is that you have to understand what they're capable of. Like, you need test results. The thing is, if it was you, but it was a calculated version of you, I know you'd be durable enough where you'd actually be able to see test results and act upon them. You're not the type of guy that'd be like, I need to know exactly what my opponent's gonna do, otherwise I can't do anything. Like, if that was the fighter you were, you would definitely be able to, like, last a fight long enough to actually understand what your opponent does.
Take a few hits to know what their patterns are, and then be like, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, got it. That being said, if it's me versus a calculated thing, the problem calculated me is gonna face is that, like, here would be my problem would be that they could probably last enough to see any patterns. Their problem would be that there's no patterns to follow. So it's kind of a stalemate. They can probably read a lot of my attacks, but there's nothing there to really read outside of he's coming at me. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got broken. I should have dodged. I'm trying to understand her timing a bit better.
Well, if his whole thing was looking for an opening, he probably wouldn't find one, because I would just keep going. So he'd probably just be kind of like, well, where do we go from here? There's no opening. I don't have a chance to hit him, because if I'm not defending, I'm gonna be offended by his fist firmly planted on my face. So what do I do?
Yeah, at least you got the face. He's planting his fist on my ass. I'm forgetting the length of her swords.
Austin over here it would be fun to watch. I just sit there with a thing of popcorn, see how this pony show plays out.
Basically, yeah.
No, you come to the conclusion that if it's two Brandons, they wouldn't want to kill each other. However, that is the incorrect conclusion to come to. If it were two Brandons, they would absolutely want to kill each other. There can only be one, as far as we're concerned.
Oh, I think
There will
I
only be one. That's Austin, if he sees an alternate version of himself. Oh, well, that's rather cool. Oh, well, I think you're rather cool. Oh, that's so nice. Brandon, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You get over your little shit. Other Brandon, oh, you wanna go, bitch? Oh, it's go time. It's just like they're They're doing the cartoon like Dustclad fighting in the background as Austin's sitting there just having a nice little tea party.
I can imagine that like all the different versions of me have you on like a dog leash to try and not have you fight with the other brand.
I would love it if
Why
like
aren't you running?
if like a fucking I would love it if like a like I'd love it if like all the Brandons got basically like captured by some sort of like galaxy spanning Hitler, and he was just like, well, I have some of the most dangerous people in the universe. The only problem is they won't fucking unify. Now, if only I could get them to work together, or for my benefit, which none of them want to do. All the Brandons in like, you know, one like prison yard, and he's just like, man, if only there was a way to get these fucking chuckle fucks to band together. This is like killing each other in the prison yard.
Damn it.
See, that would be the true be the true like problem with an army of Brandons, Austin, is that they would never be able to unify for any period, you know, any real period of time. They would turn on each other for one reason or, you know, others. Don't really have an army of Brandons. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
the most you'd get out of an army of Brandons is telling them all collectively that there's one guy bigger than them, and that he said your mom's a real hoe, and then they would all band together to kill that one thing. But immediately after, the the war party is disbanded, and it will be carnage on whoever's left. So you'd never have like an army of Brandons for any real length of time. It would only be enough to kill something else. Okay, you know what a good representation of this is? The orcs from Warhammer, which are like,
I want to try something else actually.
if you know how the orcs from Warhammer work, Austin, they're they only band together under something they call a wa, which is their word for war. And that's when a bunch of orcs get really like excited to kill, and they stop killing each other, and they decide to kill other people. But after the war is over, they just go back to killing each other because they're like, well, I still want to fight, and they're like, there's an orc over there, we'll call him gay, see what happens. And then they get angry about it. It was like the orcs from Warhammer, you know, like, good luck getting them to cooperate because they're not gonna want to. That's how that would work. It'd be funny though. Could you imagine like an army of Brandons being foiled by one Brandon giving the other Brandon a finger, and it just domino effects across the entire fucking army? Meanwhile, the guy who conscripted the army is like, "No, you dummies! What are you doing?" And they're all just tearing each other apart, and the other person with their army's just like, so do you surrender, or are we still doing this? Because I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure where to go from here. Do you surrender, or are we still doing this? As meanwhile, the Brandons are fucking busy killing each other, and he's like, "Wait, time out! I gotta get my army under control." I have to regroup. Mm.
I think I'm going to give Melania a couple more tries, and then after that I'm going to get off for the night.
Yeah. No. You idiots! What are you doing? One Brandon gave the other Brandons the finger, It's what sparked it's what sparked an inner war. A fucking, this is fucking rebellion within itself. That's all it would take, too. One Brandon getting ungodly pissed at another, and then the other would be like, dummies, we're trying to do something, and the other one would be like, don't you call me a fucking dummy, me, and he'd be like, don't you tell me what to do, you prick, and then it would spark like 5 other Brandons to be like, hey, y'all a bunch of assholes, I need to go, and you're in front of me, and they're like, well, you can wait, and they'd be like, oh, I'm gonna wait alright, I'm gonna wait on what'll be your corpse. And then it would just be a fucking slew, like a slurry of like anger and hate, but not for the enemy, for each other. I think if you had an army of Brandons, it would have to be like Austin. There would have to be one person per Brandon, just to make sure that they're focused on the right person. You know what I mean? Like, hey, don't worry about that guy over there. He's an asshole. Just focus on the bigger asshole. You can kill him later. Just get the big guy. And you can kill that one all you want. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like trying to get wild dogs to play nice. Yeah, one person per dog, or else they just fucking go at each other. One person with the leash per Brandon. It's not, it's, you know those harnesses that have like the leash, and those leash harnesses? Imagine that's what everybody has for one brand. One harness per Brandon.
Yeah, that's what
Else,
I'm talking about.
else they get angry, and when they get angry, they get murdery.
Ah, damn it. I pressed the dodge button. Why didn't it dodge?
Every Austin has a harness, and one of those pulleys, like drag them in when they're being when they're being rambunctious. The funny part is, I could actually see that being how the army works, and like, you know, if all else goes to shit, every Austin tells each Brandon that guy called their mom, and then they unharness him and they're like, all right, go nuts. The bosses just swarm like fucking ants on a like fucking ants on a caterpillar. You know what I mean? Just like fucking consuming it.
Ah, I should have
Could you imagine having like a bunch of small gremlins crawling up your leg and you going, just keep going, keep multiplying upwards. Just getting consumed.
I can just imagine whenever we take, like, whenever all the Austins take all the Brandons off on leashes, instead of it, like, it's like a dog park scenario, except of it being, like, us releasing our dogs to, like, go play with the other dogs in the grass. It's like, we release our Brandons in the Coliseum so they can go fight other Brandons in the Coliseum.
Instead of releasing dogs, it's releasing rabid dogs. To imagine, I like to imagine the guy that we would be fighting is just like he has a version of rabies where he comes from, and he's like, does that thing have rabies? And you're just like, I mean, I think it was just born like this. I'm pretty sure it's immune, but I can't say for certain. And he's like, alright, well, if you promise to keep that thing away from me, then I fully surrender. I think it came out the womb looking like this, but yeah, for all I know, maybe. I wouldn't test that theory. Brandon's actually immune to rabies, because surprisingly enough, he was born with a natural immunity, but with all the symptoms. Become a healthy carrier. What a disease to be a healthy carrier of. Can you imagine being a healthy carrier of rabies? Like, you can't die. But you can affect other people. Austin over here just, please God, no. As all the Brandons start dragging towards each other, all the Austins have to put their heels into the dirt and be like, God, no,
we all have
stop.
like spray bottles. We have to be like, no, Brandon, bad Brandon. God damn it.
The funniest part about this is, like, under these hypotheticals, these are all actually true.
I just want to get to her second phase. So
I don't know how, like, if a bunch of Austin clones were pushed into war, how they would react. Like, if they were all in an army together. I just realized Brandons are probably, like, an army of Brandons is probably the closest to an army of goblins you'd actually get. Because there would definitely be one person who's just like, hey, let me strap a bunch of dynamite to you and throw you into this catapult. And that Brandon would be like, all logic tells me I'm gonna die. However, all logic tells me I'm gonna take like 10 people with me, so I think it's a fair trade. Be the closest thing you get to.
oh, she actually hit me with that. It's a first.
I could imagine if a fucking Brandon with a bunch of dynamite strapped to him got over a wall, his first instinct would be to look at the closest person and, like, try to hug them. And the person would be like, oh God, no. You know what I mean? Like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness. Get the hell away from me. Brandon logic, one Brandon for 10 other dudes. Seems like a fair trade.
No! Shit! Oh, okay.
So now here be studying and Brandons are just fucking tightly packing gunpowder. Black powder, I guess, in that particular circumstance. Funny. Very fun. Oh, using Brandons as projectile weapons. Brandon, you wanna take a load off in the seat over here? It's an awfully round seat. Yeah, it's for comfortability. Okay. Our boys launching. It's just fucking, it's a catapult arm with a huge blanket over the front part. When the Brandon hits whatever they were aiming for, it's like a giant
Damn it.
that looks down and he's just like, "Oh, isn't that cute?" Brandon bites into its finger. Giant, ah, son of a bitch! Just starts waving its hammer. Just got a Brandon hanging off of it. Giant scathing and signed a peace treaty.
I'll give it one more attempt. After that, I'm going to be done.
Yeah, one more. That's fair. Would you like to do one game of Magic before you go?
Nah, man. I kind of wasted a bunch of time having to get some sleep. Like I said, dude, I really tried falling asleep last night, but I woke up at like 3, couldn't fall back
And
asleep,
nap.
and I had work.
Oh, and that sucks. That is sad, brother. Oh,
Alright,
I'm
so the
happy I
rock
got to talk
strategy's not going to work.
at least.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, oh, isn't that cute, Chomp? Ah, son of a bitch. Yes, the giant just starts waving hand around, trying to get it off his finger. Uh, uh, uh. People are fucking, aren't they? Austin. Well, most people are memes, I guess. You know, looking at the face, like, despite the ears, you made a very believable goblin face in the game, I must say. I don't really, I don't really know how you would, you would wear to change the ear shape specifically. I don't think there is anything for this game, but, I mean, I think you did the best with what you had.
Second phase, let's go.
Oh, let's go. Maybe a win. God, she just hit so hard. Hey, let's go. Let's go with one more hit. Just you get 12 potions left. You're good, or 11 rather.
The potions are a bit inconsequential. It's just how long I can last in this fight. 'Cause she has lifesteal, so it's not like I can just... Uh oh. Shit.
I will say.
Oh. Damn it. You caught me while I was healing.
Well, I'm not necessarily in the camp of wanting to put my dick in it. Second phase, Melina is, I mean, it's pretty in a way, with the butterflies and whatnot. But, like I said, don't think I'm quite in the camp of wanting to put my penis in it. I think it's, I don't know. The scarlet rot thing really would be the thing stopping me now.
Yeah.
What with the whole rotting and whatnot. I mean, I guess her body doesn't look. I mean, like, she doesn't have an ugly body or an ugly face. That being said, if we're going specific off of titty size, from what I've seen, she has basically no titties at all.
I
But I
really
mean,
do not need to be hearing any
that's not problem number one for me. Problem number one for me, would be the whole, the thing.
of this.
Kind of takes priority.
Actually, oh, I don't. Why do I still have this on? I don't need that on.
One more try. One more try. Give it the old one more try.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Now that I
I'll give
think
it one
about
more
it, also
try.
in the Scarlet, you know, if I'm gonna be completely honest with myself, Austin, the Scarlet Rot probably won't even stop me, really. I'd probably still be down.
Mm.
Worrying, but not worrying enough to word me away. I just don't think, I just think I don't want. I just think I didn't want to admit it, but you know what? I'll admit it. I'd probably still do
I
it.
wonder if there's actually anything else that increases jump attack power.
There probably is. Those are a craftable item.
No, I was just wondering if there's maybe like a physique or something I could use. Only attack, lightning attack.
You do have that one you do have that one jump effect, the slam your ass on the ground effect. It doesn't really increase your power, I guess, but it is an effect that exists. Ground slam ability. It's an Ash of War, though. No, I don't need to be hearing this. Well, gee, Austin, would you do it? Or is that a no for you? It's an okay for me. But I don't know. The Scarlet Rot does worry me a little bit, Austin. I have to be honest. With the seemingly fungi problem. But like mushrooms. But typically not for the whole being on your body
Oh,
thing.
I forgot to. I'm stupid. I forgot to drink you.
I would say it's interesting that she's got a butterfly motif with the whole rotting thing going on. I mean, I don't really know what else you'd go for, I guess, but butterflies would not be my immediate thought.
True, true. Hey. Bonk. Bonk. Let's go.
Uh, for some reason, I think of like locusts or similar when I think of like rotting. I don't really think of butterflies. It's definitely nicer to look at than fucking locusts or, you know. Like if it was flies or actual flies, I would rather look at the butterflies if I had a choice. Yeah, some thick thighs though, I'll give her that. She do got that time together. Well, one of them anyways. The other's replaced by a mechanical fucking leg. But I'm going to assume that's, you know, not really my choice.
She goes in like a
Probably
jump after
just
that.
by necessity.
Oh. Whoa. Ow. Oh, it was that attack. Oops. I am making progress. I am noticing I am making progress.
You are doing better.
I was lasting longer. I just have to be a bit more patient, is all I really have to be.
Mm, yes. Yes.
Alright, well, I'm gonna end the
Fight
stream right
is
now.
alright, that's rude. Her fight's very pretty to look at though. She
Oh
does do
yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
spin
This
moves.
game is really pretty. Yeah, but I've never actually used the ritual talismans in this game, but I think they're going to be pretty good, because I usually heal whenever she hits me once. So, I just think it's a good idea to go for the, because what the ritual shield does is, like, I'll take 20% less damage whenever I'm at full health, and this one is whenever I'm at full health, I do 20% more damage. So I just think it's a good combination to go for. What I might actually do is just upgrade my endurance like one more time. That way I can actually have this thing equipped without going into a heavy load. That way I can just like rely a bit more on my incantations. I don't think I think one thing I do want to switch up is temporarily boost strength. So what is it? Poise makes attacks more likely to break enemy stances and mixed with heat. This is what I want. There we go. So I'm more likely to stun her. Could, if I wanted to, go for a different type of shield, because I could go for my jellyfish shield. Guarded damage negation is 100. So be significantly lighter, though. You know what? I might actually... If I try going this
Oh, one thing that I wanted to mention earlier, because I mentioned Warhammer. Apparently, Magic the Gathering is going to have a Warhammer like card set coming out at some point in
way.
the future. So it should be interesting. Interesting new card designs and whatnot. You know,
Yeah.
Warhammer's got a very different, got a very different take on fantasy and stuff. Uh, some, you know, other fantasy genres.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've done weirder crossovers and everything, so.
What could I go for? Guess the critical hits if I'm going to try and go for that. We'll see how this build goes. I can actually go for stuff a bit more. Just in case, just in case. Yeah, all that puts me into another line, which is understandable. Alright, I'm going to end the stream now. Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.